is a machlekes in Gemara Yuma. What happened to the Aron after the Chorban? Bayis Rishon. What happened to the Aron? One man, and the machlekes is based on different readings of Psukim. One Shita holds the Aron was taken down to Babel. Babel conquered Yerushalayim, the Beis Hamikdash, Acharon this first Beis Hamikdash, and they took it down to Babel. There's another Shita that says that it was hidden. The Aron was hidden, and it's still there. It's hidden underneath the Beis Hamikdash. The Aron b'Mekoymei Nignes. The Aron was in its spot where it was hidden down. Another Shita.
The one that said in Babel, so they have to know where it is. It's in Babel somewhere. The hidden one, we don't know.
Maybe. We don't know what happened to it today. They say that maybe in the Vatican there's a lot of things there.
That's what they said, yeah.
Some people say it. We don't know.
People say they saw it.
The Aron?
Saw it?
No, not the Aron. Some kelim from the Hamikdash.
It makes sense. There should be some things there.
There is.
It's a very old place, the Vatican, right? It's around since then, and they have conquered a lot of things, and they have things stored there. So there's no reason to think that there shouldn't be some old artifacts there. And obviously, if they're going to show it, they know there's going to be big lawsuits, right? We'll bring out the Rambam, we'll bring out the Gemara, we'll show them this is ours. So they don't want people to see there. So we don't know. There is obviously Svarim, we know they have. There is manuscripts of Svarim there. They officially have a lot of Sifrei Torah there. But until one of them does some tshuva, we're not going to know what's really happening there. So
Shlomo HaMelech built. It says Shlomo HaMelech built.
So this is what the Gemara explains. Now the Rambam has what's called Hilchis Beis HaBechira. In his Sefer Avodah, he has Hilchis Beis HaBechira, which discusses the laws of the building of the Beis HaMikdash. He has, by the way, another siman where he discusses Hilchis Klei HaMikdash, the halachas of the kelim that were in the Mikdash. One is about the building, and one is about the kelim that were in the Beis HaMikdash. So over here in the Rambam, Reish Perek Daled of Hilchis Beis HaBechira, he writes what was in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. He writes, La'acher shu koisem hashahoy b'Kodesh HaKadoshim, Even hoisa b'Kodesh HaKadoshim, there was a stone there, B'Maravei, on the west side, Shalah hoya Aron munach. That was the Even HaShasiyah. On top of the Even, the Aron was placed. After that, Humam the Rambam continues and writes like this. At that time when Shlomo Melech built the Bayis Rishon, V'yada he knew shesoife lecharev, it's going in the ending to be destroyed. Bana by Mokem Lignus by Aron, he built a special spot to hide the Aron, Lamata down underneath, b'matmoiniis amukis v'kalkulis, very deep, hidden under the ground, in twisted pathways all the way down. That was what Shlomo Melech did when he built the Bayis. However, it wasn't there, the Aron. The Aron was Mamayel in the Kodesh HaKadoshim on top of the Even HaShasiyah. Later on, the ending of Bayis Rishon, who was the king? Yeshayahu HaMelech. Yeshayahu HaMelech, this is a few years before the Chorban. Sival v'gonzei v'makin Shabana Shlomo. He commanded, and they hid the Aron in the place that Shlomo originally had built, that spot. Shenamar, because it's like it says in the pasuk, Vayomer la'Leviim, he said to the Leviim, Hamivinim l'chol Yisrael hakedoshim la'Hashem, shaholi to Hashem, Tenu, place as Aron HaKodesh, the holy Aron Bebayis HaShabana Shlomo ben David Melech Yisrael. Go and place it in that spot that Shlomo HaMelech had originally built, all the way deep down. And Ein lochem masa b'kosef, there's no more room for you to carry the Aron anymore. Your job is over. The Aron is going to go down there and it's finished. Ad Ata now in Hashem Alekeichem. Go and serve Hashem in the Beis Hamikdash, the Koyanim. Levim over here means Koyanim. Go serve like usual in the Beis Hamikdash.
It wasn't hidden place and everybody knew about it, that they have it down there.
Well, a few people know about it. That was it. They didn't put on a billboard, they didn't let everyone know.
When the king goes down to do something,
Few people, that's it.
No, I don't even know if anyone went down there.
Secret Service knew.
Yeah, Secret Service, no.
It was a secret.
I don't know if anyone went down there again. Benignis imoy mate Aron. The mate Aron, the stick of Aron was also hidden there. All of these things did not come back in the second Beis Hamikdash.
bless you.
Thank you. That continues the Rambam. The af urim v'tumim shahayi ba'isheni lohayu meshivim b'roch hakodesh. Even the urim v'tumim, that Taka did continue to be around in the ba'isheni. The Kohen Gadol had it on his begadim. However, it wouldn't work. The ruach hakodesh that was in the tumim did not work. You can ask it and didn't answer. Lohayu meshivim b'roch hakodesh.
Was that because it was connected to the Aron? And because the Aron wasn't there, it didn't work.
It was missing a certain kedusha. It's Tzarech Chalav, and we need to understand this Rambam here. Before we go further, we have to always know when you're dealing with a piece of Rambam traditionally is considered one of the Sfarim that's most meduyik, most exact in every word that he wrote. You can see how the Rambam wrote very, very precise. And he's very careful, and he's very into rules. The Rambam is extremely systematic. And he has his rules and his system. He doesn't deviate them. If he deviates from them, there's obviously a very good reason. And so we have to study this Rambam and think about it. And the Rebbe is going to discuss this Rambam, a number of questions in the Rambam, possible answers. Understand this Rambam. It's Tzarech Lahavim, we need to understand Meshikshim Mefarshim, like some of the Mefarshim ask. L'may nafkin al halacha, kol arichas asipar advarim heichon ve'eich va'yidei mi nigas ha'arim. Ha'yidiva eram b'sifri yad ha'chazak al halacha amorim v'dvarim she'yoytzim din ma'adirim le'musa al hag b'idiyat tzichem medakir chazal v'tabam mechibra zeh. The Rambam is a halachic work, pure halachic sefer. Unless there is something teaching you about how to act, halacha or minig, he doesn't bring it. He doesn't bring you any history. It's nice, but he doesn't go veering off the issues. It's not a chassidish say meisel over here. This is everything exactly what it facts, halacha and minig, and that's it. Nothing more. Over here, the Mefarshim asked, the Chassam Sofer, the Rabbi Yaakov Emden, and the Yavitz, what is the Rambam, this whole length in the Rambam, a number of lines, the Rambam goes on to tell us some history. Shlomo HaMelech, Yeshayahu HaMelech. Is this important for us? What does this teach us about the Beis HaMikdash? What is the importance of the knowledge of this? It's a historical fact. You know, it can be written in another sefer. The Rambam never writes history unless it's important for the issue at hand. Why is this important? You say to Mizu, furthermore, Ian Zay Machlokes Shnoya. There's a machlokes in Gemara, what happened to the Aron. Like we said before, in Gemara Yuma says, there is a shita which holds that it went to Bavel. So why does the Rambam feel it's important to say, no, his shita is that it was in the Beis HaMikdash, underneath. He's taking on a side. This is a halachic issue. It's a Gemara discussing what happened. This is halacha. To us, is it going to change where the Aron is? It's in Bavel. There's nothing going to change. This is just a discussion in Gemara where it was. This is not a halacha. Why is the Ram taking one side? It's not a halacha. If it's a halacha, the Ram has to pass, and I hold like this opinion or this opinion. It's not a halacha. It's a gada to Gemara. The Gemara is discussing. Leave it the way it is. It's not important the halacha. It's part of Torah, but it's not halacha. Base. The Farshim Tirtzu. The Farshim explain. Shetzayda God Yesh Rabbeinu B'davar Zel if Shita say Shetafas Al Kaman Perikvam Mehil Alachas Alol Shekdush Lebayis Lebotl. Savar being the Hach Mul Shekdush Lebayis Lebotl. Also command the Svidele Aron b'Kayim Nigdas. Kabbalah Beis Hamikdash stopped the Hachitalia. Basically like this. The Mefarshim explain like this. Some Sofer, the Yavitz, they say like this. The Rambam has a shita that the place of the Beis Hamikdash is still holy to this very day. It never, just because there was a Churban Bayis Rishon, a Churban Bayis Sheni, it does not mean we're allowed to walk on the spot of the Beis Hamikdash. We're not allowed to walk there. The Kedusha is still there.
But Shiloh is different?
Yeah, there's no mucking. There's even a settlement called Shiloh.
I was there.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah, so we were all there. So the Shiloh is supposed to be somewhere near the spot, the original spot of the Mishkan Shiloh. Well, the Maisa, there's no Kedusha, even Har Sinai. It's nice to go. It's a start history, you know, but it's not holy. There's no holiness to go there. Finally, Yo ran to hide there when Achav was chasing him. He went and hid in the cave over there. But it's not a holy spot, Har Sinai. It didn't remain with Kedusha. But Har Miriah, the Harabai, the place of the Beis Hamikdash, still the Kedusha is still there. So since we find other halachas, the Rambam holds a shita that the Beis Hamikdash is Kedusha, even though there's no Beis Hamikdash, but the Kedusha is still there, not Mokim. Since the Rambam held that way, it's really obviously based on the fact, as Mefarshim explained, that the Rambam takes the side of the opinion that holds that the Aron is still there. Aron b'Mekayim Nignas. Because if the Aron went to Bavel, the Rambam wouldn't hold this. This is what they say. The Rambam would not hold that the Kedusha of the Bayis is still there if there's no Aron. If the Aron went to Bavel, no more Kedusha. Elamai, the Rambam holds the Shita that the Aron was hidden. Aron b'Mekayim Nignas was hidden down there somewhere. So the Aron is still here in this spot. The Aron is the main focus of the Beis Hamikdash. So if that is still here on this spot somewhere down there, so the Kedusha stays.
What does that have to do with it? I've never heard of such a thing.
They understood that the Kedushas, Rabbi Yaakov Emden and the Chassam Sofer, that the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash is telling the Aron. There's no Aron, no
Where did they
Kedusha.
get that notion from?
That's how they learn Pshat in the Rambam. We have an issue with this sheet. We'll skip the brackets, I'll just say it out loud. Number one, the Rambam Shita that he holds that the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash stays on forever is not connected to the Aron being there. The Rambam himself clearly explains once they made it holy one time, the Shlomo Melech made it holy, that spot became holy for all future generations. And even though the Beis HaMikdash is not there, the Kedusha still stays, and the Rambam explains why. Shekedushas HaMikdash v'Yishalayim mipnei HaShechina v'Hashechina eina b'teila. Shechina is never bottled. The Shechina never goes away. Shechina is always there. So there's nothing to do with the Aron. It has to do with the Shechina being there, and it stays. So they're connecting the two together. The Rebbe says that has nothing to do with the Aron. So back to square one, there's no reason for the Rambam to tell us that the Aron is there down there. If the reason to tell us that the Aron was downstairs was in order to bring out that the Kedusha still stayed there, so they have a good pshat. But the Maisa, the Rambam clearly says it's nothing to do with the Aron being there. Once it was made holy once, it stayed holy forever. The Shekhinah rests there forever.
Regardless if the Aron there or not.
Exactly. So therefore, again, we're back to the question, why is the Rambam telling us where they hid it? It's not Negeya where it was. Maybe it went to Bavel. Why isn't Negeya la halacha for us to talk about this whole thing?
I have a question.
Yeah.
The Osid Mikdash with Shechanti V'Seichem has nothing to do with any kind of kelim. It has to do with a base of Mikdash. The Mokim. Right? So maybe based on that, that's where the Rambam is holding from such a thing.
Cook. The Kedusha only came from the Beis HaMikdash. But also the Mikdash, like you're saying, Meshachanti B'Seichem. It only came because of the Beis HaMikdash. But once the Beis HaMikdash was built and the Shekhinah came there,
He's there.
he's there. That's it. It's gone. It's not gone. The Shekhinah came. The Shekhinah is never bottled. But that's the sheet of the Rambam.
Every holy place, or only Beit HaMikdash?
What other holy places do we have?
Hebron, Kever Rachel, Me'arat HaMachpelah.
All these places don't have halachic kedusha. Meaning it's a kever of a tzaddik, but there's no halachic kedusha. There's customs associated, but there's no halachic kedusha about. There's no isser of going to a kever of a tzaddik if someone's tamei. There's nothing halachically about it. It's minhagim. It's a holy site, but not halachically. We don't have to treat it holy. Be halach.
That's something which really I find to be very weird. People all think that Beit Kibbutz is holy. It's not holy. It's tamei.
Now, furthermore, we're on the second column. The second paragraph starts Lefiza. Furthermore, Lefiza Habalei Laramim Leimer Bekitzer Mefurish Sha'arim and Mekoyim Nignas. If the Rambam was going with this mahalach, like these Mefarshim explain, that the Rambam just wanted to explain his shita, that the Aron is, he held like the shita, the Aron has been Mekoyim Nignas. He didn't have to say the whole story and the whole background. Just say Aron and Mekoyim Nignas, and that's it. Aron and Mekoyim Nignas, the Aron was hidden in its spot, didn't go to Bavel, and therefore the Kedusha stayed and finished. What's this whole story, this whole Maisa here? Shlomo Melech, Yeshayahu Melech, the special chambers deep down. What's the Negeya? Now, Rambam, number 1, Aleph, Soisim, Boyna Boy, Mokim, Ligas Bayarim. Bana Boy.
He built that in the beginning.
In. Sheyesh Lefarish, Atevas Boy, Misachas, Labayis, V'lei Kodesh HaKadoshim. Nimm she'ikir chasam l'seif in the Aron Mekoyim Nignas in mudgish b'dei Rambam. L'maisa, the word boy in it does not necessarily mean the Kodesh HaKadoshim. It can mean the whole Beis HaMikdash. So Lav Dafk, it's still in that spot underneath the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So we don't see this idea. Furthermore, the Rambam, the Gemara itself, the opinion which holds that the Aron is down there, has a pasuk. The pasuk says, "Ve'hi sham ad hayoyim hazeh." That the Aron is there till this very day. The Rambam should have brought that pasuk. If he wants to bring out that the Aron is still there to this very day, and therefore the holiness stays, like those Mefarshim learn, that the holiness, the Kedusha is totally in the Aron, he should have brought the Lashon of the pasuk that the Gemara brought. V'hi shamad hayom hazeh shemudush by stress she'aron nimsa gam achshav b'mekoyim. The Aron is still there. Gimel. The Iker, the main problem is the Einim Metaretz Klal. These Mefarshim, their answer does not answer up at all. Lama maybe a Rama Masadeya Sheyeshiyahu Gonas Esa'orim She'ein Zenegeya Klal Inyan. Yeshiyahu hit it. What's that Negeya? Hima'orin Nignas Mimkoimoi. Why is it Negeya this whole story?
Weirdo.
So the Maisa, the Mefarshim give a pshat, but the pshat does not seem to cover all the issues over here. So therefore, the Rebbe wants to take on his own mahalach.
Why they didn't answer Tishbi?
Before he goes in his own mahalach, he has a few more questions. And he has basically 6 questions altogether. These questions are all later on, when someone... Sometimes a person says a question first, and then you give an explanation. At the end, you say it. According to this explanation, we understand this detail, that detail. The Rebbe over here, right away in the beginning, points out all the details right away. Dalit, you say it in Zu. B'shnei and Yadim, these 2 ideas. Beginning Aron, the fact that the Aron was hidden. Umi Ganze, who hid it? Ma'irich Haramim Mekama Prot. The Rambam speaks at length many details. Number 1, Aleph. Shlomo HaMelech bana es hamokim l'gnizon. He says Shlomo the king did it. What's in the gate to say who did it? Beis. Hamokim, where is that place? The Rambam says it all on his own. L'mate b'matmoinius amukes v'kalkules. The Rambam doesn't like to just be very expressive adjectives. It was very deep down and deep hidden places and twisted up. The Rambam is just it's a nice story. Gimel, Yeshiyahu HaMelech Tziva v'Ganzei. Why did he have to say that Yeshiyahu the king went and commanded it should be hidden? Just say Yeshiyahu hid it. What's the point saying he commanded? If you don't have an explanation, you're not medayik so much. The Rebbe has something he wants to point out that he feels is going to answer this question. Dalid, v'Ganzei v'Makim Shabbat Shloimei v'Lei v'Ganzei Shalom. It doesn't say. The Rambam again repeats himself. Where did Yeshiyahu hide it? He doesn't just say he hid it. He went and he hid it in that same spot of Shlomo Melech. Why is he saying that again? Hey, he brings maybe as a Raimeh pasuk. He brings a proof in the pasuk that Yeshiyahu told the Levium. Why do you have to bring a proof? Vav. Nois lo matem ekos of Gama Tevis. The Rambam also brings words from the pasuk. He brings things that are not l'chura part of the proof that that's where it is. He brings that he said to the kohenim to put it there, and then he continues bringing on that he told the Leviim that now you have no more. Your job is no longer to carry the Aron. Go serve Hashem. Why is that important to say? Just bring the part of the pasuk that says he hid it there, and that's it. What is the halacha, important halacha from this? Let's go to Siv Gimel. We have some other issues over here. To understand these issues, another two issues, if we get to the understanding of these issues, we can maybe understand the perverse issues. What are these issues? There's another two problems. One problem is, how can we know that everything in the Beis HaMikdash, the Navi says, Hakoil b'ksav miyad Hashem alai hiskil. Everything was from Hashem, how he built the Beis HaMikdash. He wasn't on his own. It was built by man, but Shlomo Melech built it the way Hashem wanted to design it. So how could Shlomo Mitamal build a special compartment all the way deep down there? Is this part of the design? He on his own made a decision, we're going to build a certain special chamber. This is not your personal palace. It's Hashem's palace. And Hashem gave the design how it should look. You can't just make renovations and things that you like.
Maybe Hashem gave this.
So we have to know. That's number one. Gimel Gamsa Lav and Aleph. You pass as Lashon Rambam from the simple reading of the Rambam. Since the Rambam knew when the ending was going to be destroyed, he built a spot. Seems Masha Shlomo Banas Hamakim Beis Hamikdash B'das Atzmai. He built it on his own. V'tamua, we have to understand this. Harei kol chelki pratei bayis nivna pitziva Hashem. Hakoil b'ksam miyad Hashem alai hiskil. V'imkein eich Banas Shlomo Bakim Beis Hamikdash B'das Atzmai. How did he build it by himself? Beis. In the very ending of the halacha, the Rambam brings about the Urim v'Tumim. Now, the second Beis Hamikdash, not only was the Aron hidden, in the second Beis Hamikdash, even though they had an Urim v'Tumim, it didn't work. But it wouldn't answer the Ruach HaKodesh. What is that? The price of tea? What does the price of tea in China have to do with anything? There's no connection. The Urim v'Tumim is a separate part of the Big Day Kahuna. Has nothing to do with the Aron. There's no point in mentioning whether it functioned in the second Beis Hamikdash. It didn't function in Beis Hamikdash. This is not the place for this. We're discussing the Aron here. Why is it necessary to bring up the Aron? The Urim v'Tumim. Ma'u sharama Messiah mesanal u'barichas b'negei Urim v'Tumim b'Yisheni. Why does he finish with the halacha about the Urim v'Tumim? L'chor ash yesh Urim v'Tumim sav Hashem Aron b'Dashal L'chol b'Yisheni. It's taka true indeed. That Urim v'Tumim and the Aron have a common denominator, that both of them did not return in the Bayis Sheni. But, however, Harei Kol Yin Urim v'Tumim Yishayil L'chos Beis HaBechira. Beis HaBechira is about the building, the setup of the Beis HaMikdash, not about the Kalim. The Big Day Kahuna are discussed in different halachas. Kim Eitzel Big Day Kahuna Shemekayim Behilchas Klei HaMikdash V'ayim Dabei. There's separate halachas And the Rambam Ochem Maskinu Sham. The Rambam Taka mentions this, that the Urim Tum did not come back in the Vayisheni. So why is he bringing it up here? Shema maybe a Rambam in Zakam Vilchus Beis Abchira. But Hachach Loim, we must say, the bottom of page Nun Vav, the right column, Sheshaychus Urim Tum La'arin Eini Rak B'Meshel V'Chaz Vayisheni. The connection between these two is not just that they both did not return in Vayisheni. It's shaykh to the etzem.
Don't even know when it's a one, two.
Have a connection to each other. Not just because both didn't return. There's obviously something more to it about the connection between the fact that the Aron was hidden and the Urim V'Tumim did not work anymore. There's some meaning to it. Mihach high time, and for that reason, whatever that reason will be, we'll see. Muva hadavar b'halachas elu yachid u'narim. That's why the halacha of Urim V'Tumim is brought together with this halachas.
First thing that Rebbe asked about 20 questions.
Close. So the key, the way the Rebbe explains, feels like this. He feels, the Rebbe feels the key is to get to the bottom of these issues here, is to understand something very vital over here. We get our answers to one question, to our questions through another question. And when we understand that question, that will help shed light on everything. We have a big issue here. The Rambam is in the middle of Prakim chapters that deal with the building of the Beis HaMikdash. How the Beis HaMikdash was built, how it was set up, how did the Azara look like, how did the Kodesh look like, the Kodesh HaGadashim. Why over here is he suddenly discussing the Aron? The Aron is not part of the building. The Aron is one of the Kalim in the Mikdash. It's one of, we have a Shulchan, we have a Menorah, Mizbeach, we have an Aron. The place of the Aron, to discussing the Aron, is not here. This is about Hilchas Beis HaBchira, the Bayis, the Beis HaBchira, the place that Hashem chose, Beis HaBchira. Hilchas Klei HaMikdash, by the separate place, where he discusses all the Kalim. So all discussions of the Aron should be put over there. So this is a question, you stand on the side, and we have this kasha here. We will understand this kasha, this will be the key to understanding the issues of it. Why did the Rambam put the dinim of the Aron together with the laws of the building?
Maybe because the Aron is the most important keli in the Mikdash.
Right, true. But at the ending of the day, it's still a keli. He could have brought it in the very beginning of Kilei HaMikdash and say this is the most important keli. It's not the building. Someone tells you, you have interior design, exterior design. You have people that build construction and build your building. They have nothing to do with inside the building. You want to know how to build the building, you look in Hilchos Beis HaBchira. You want to know what furniture has to be inside the Hashem's house? It's the keli. It's the most important vital keli, true. The first one we should talk about maybe and deal with it. But nothing to do with the building. It's separate ideas, different functions. One has nothing to, doesn't negate the other.
I don't know if in any other Rambam the Rebbe has 20 questions.
Now, the Rebbe feels that the key is like this: that the Aron is not a keli. It's not just a keli. The Aron is more intrinsically connected to the Beis HaMikdash. It's not only the most important keli, the Aron actually is a part of the actual building itself. This is what makes the building a building. This is what makes the building a building. The bayis habayis. It's not just a keli that's found in the building. You don't have this keli, it's not a Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's Mishkin Kodesh HaKadoshim. Can you fathom a Kodesh HaKadoshim without the Aron? The Aron is the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So therefore the Rambam puts this in the halachas of Beis HaBchira about the Aron. Because the Aron is not just a keli. The Aron is a part of the halachas of the Hilchas Beis Abchira. It's a part of the building. However, now we have a very big question. Since Bayis Sheni there was no Aron, came out there's no Beis Hamikdash, no Kodesh HaKadoshim. What value does the Kodesh HaKadoshim have without the Aron there? The Aron is an integral part of the actual bayis. It's not like I'm missing one function. I'm missing a mizbeach, I'm missing a menorah, I'm missing a shulchan. You're missing the bayis if you don't have the
essence of Beit HaMikdash.
Right? Missing the essence. So in order to explain this issue, the Rambam is forced and he's compelled to go and discuss and try to explain to you that the Aron never went away, even in Bayis Sheni. The Aron was always there. Aron was bimkoimi nignas, like the shita that holds the Aron is deep down under. And he goes into details to explain that this spot underneath is not just a spot which has no kedusha. It's actually a spot that was part of the original plan of the Beis Hamikdash. It's not b'diavad. It's not when they felt there's going to be a churban coming. Then they started to dig and find a hiding spot to cover it over. No. The actual construction, the blueprints of the Beis Hamikdash included in it this spot. It had two spots. It had the revealed spot up on top of the ground, and it had the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the underground part. The stories, you take the elevator, you go down.
Yeah.
The Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Kodesh HaKadoshim down. The fact that we don't see the Aron doesn't take away one iota from the Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's still there.
So in effect, is he forsaking against that opinion that Aron
Yeah.
all of Bavel?
Yeah, the Rambam.
Yeah.
The Rambam clearly holds like that opinion, and he feels that without it, the Kodesh HaKadoshim is no longer a Kodesh HaKadoshim. So Bayis Sheni, there was no point in the whole Avodah. So
when Shlomo was engineering the Beis Hamikdash and with his part, he was engineering a top and a bottom at the same time. The same kedusha that the top one has, the same kedusha the bottom one has. Not this one is holy on this. This is exactly the same thing. Same way that you have a spot for the Beis Hamikdash, the same spot you have on the bottom.
So let's take a look at it inside. Yeah, we're holding the left column, page Vav on the top. Ois Dalet. The humans that will understand all these shilas, we spoke a little bit outside. We're going to read it inside. Behektim hayidiuk b'nigeya lahamokim shebemevi ram malachazim. First, introducing a diuk into the place where the Rambam brings up the halacha of the Aron. B'tchila b'hilchas Beis Hamikdash koyz the Rambam. The Rambam at the beginning of Beis Hamikdash, building the house, he explains. Oisim by Kodesh, you make a Kodesh, Kodesh HaKadoshim, an Ulam. B'achakach, the Rambam writes, V'oisim b'mikdash kelim. And you have to make kelim in the Beis HaMikdash. Mefaret is Klei HaMikdash b'mkoyman, and he explains the places where each kelim in the Beis HaMikdash. Prakim Shalachas the Beis Gimel Varet Suras HaKelim. Prakim Aleph and Beis and Gimel explains how the Kelim look. Perek Dalet he discusses all the Suras HaBayis, how the Bayis itself looked. In that Perek about Suras HaBayis, that's where he discusses the Aron. In the Prakim, when he discusses the Kelim, he didn't discuss the Aron. When he comes to discuss what is the Beis HaMikdash, how did it look? The walls, the Kodesh HaKadoshim, that's where he discusses the Aron. The Koislei HaBayis, the Heichel, the Sh'arim, the gates, everything. That's where he discusses it. L'fi tzarech bir. Harei Aron shayich l'chora l'klei HaMikdash. L'chora the Aron has nothing to do with the house of the Beis HaMikdash, the building. It's one of the items, the kelim, a vital, most vital keli in the Beis HaMikdash. Ve'ich masim ba'alocha nalad v'argnizas ha'aron. Why is it important to explain about the hiding of the Aron in this halacha? Go talk about the hiding of the Aron, even if it's important in the kelim of the Mikdash. About the building of the Mikdash, why is this important? ומזה גוף המשמע, שזה שער אוימים בקדש הקדושים ולדעת הרמב"ם פרפסורס הבייס. According to the Rambam's opinion,
part of the house.
the Aron was in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, was part of the bayis itself. There wasn't a keli. There was an actual part of the building.
Another brick,
The building needs a wall.
Yeah.
You also need the Aron to be there.
So they changed the whole essence of the Beit HaMikdash.
Yeah. Kiloy this means to say,
is the proof because the fact that the mathematics are not exact. If you measure it and you measure the way the Kodesh Kedoshim was, that it doesn't work out its way. So
that's a big mess. But Lamaisa, the fact that the Rambam brings the Aron, Pashi discussing the walls of the Beis Hamikdash, that's where he brings the Aron. He doesn't put it together with the Kalim. Shows me that Rambam doesn't look at this as a Keli. It's a part of the Bayis itself. Aron inirak Keli shematzi v'kedashim. Not just a Keli which is found in the Kodesh Hakadosh. Ki mu chelik mi Kodesh Hakadoshim b'binyan atzis.
That's the...
It's a very part of the Kodesh HaKadosh. Kivan Sha'aron oises the Beis Hamikdash Bayis Hashem. The Aron makes the Beis Hamikdash to be a Bayis LaHashem. Like the pasuk says, "V'ne'aviti l'cha sham." Hashem told Moshe, "You'll put the Aron in the Mishkan, and I will meet you over there. That's where I will speak to you, and I'll meet you over there." So that the Aron creates that setting, the Aron. We'll skip the brackets. Based on this, that the Rambam has now taught us that it's a part of the bayis, not part of the kelim. We have a very, very big question. In the bayis sheni, where there was no Aron, the Aron was hidden. There was no Kodesh HaKadoshim. You had a Kodesh, you had a Ulam, you had a Azara. But if there's no Aron there, there's no Kodesh HaKadoshim. Al Kopanim B'Shlei Musa, it wasn't a complete Kodesh HaKadoshim. You had it built, there was walls there, but you were missing a part of the bayis. You were not just missing a detail. Snapshot, the bayis sheni, we just were missing one of the kelim. You're missing a vital aspect of the whole binyan of bayis. The Aron is no longer here. A very big shaila. How did the Yidden go and have a bayis sheni without an Aron? It's not they just missed something. Like the Rambam, this is part and parcel of the bayis. It's like they missed a wall. Something very vital. Okay, lahasat means in order to take off the shaila, maybe a Rambam kol harichos advar kinizar. The Rambam goes on to discuss at length where the Aron was hidden. Which based on that, one can understand that even in the Bayis Sheni, where the Aron was not physically in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, there was nothing missing from the Binyan HaBayis of the Beis HaMikdash. Sifhei Abir Bazeh.
Also, that we don't discuss over here, but we spoke about it Sunday. Is the Loch, you're not allowed to destroy the Beis HaMikdash. When Shlomo Melech go ahead and give a command to take the and put it down, you are destroying the Beis HaMikdash. How could you do it? Even though you say, I needed to protect, it shouldn't get lost later on, but Beshan Meiser, how do you move it?
Yeah, very good. Ma'abir Bazeh. Try to finish most of it before Ma'adim. The explanation. This is the Rambam wrote where the Aron was. He was not trying to let us know where the Aron is. It's not a halacha. It's not important to know where the Aron was hidden. If it's in Bavel, it's under the Beis HaMikdash. It's not a halacha issue. It's a Gemara, not a halacha issue. There's nothing. The Rambam wouldn't just tell us that. If the Rambam's teaching it to us, it's because it's the halacha we can learn out from here. The Rambam understood, if I don't explain to you what happened to the Aron and Bayis Sheni, then you're missing an issue of the whole Bayis Sheni. Where was the Aron and Bayis Sheni? You're missing an integral part of the Bayis, of the Beis HaMikdash. So the Rambam is compelled to explain to you how the Bayis Sheni, the Beis Hamikdash, is still a Beis Hamikdash. It was still a Beis Hamikdash. Mashakasav Aram Beisha Bala Shlem is Habayis Bana Makav Linz Bayarin Kavanasib is his intent is Loyla Achriya Heichen Nigzar, not to Machriya where the Aron was. Because whatever was. Whatever happened. It was already. He wants these halacha in the building of the Beis Hamikdash. These halachas talk about how to build the Beis Hamikdash. There's halachas here. Well, that's Breda. The hiding of the Aron down below is not upset with the Yevet. We have no choice. When Shlomo built the Beis Hamikdash, he built the Lechatchila with two spots. Mokim Golui al Even Shisi b'Kodesh HaKadoshim, a revealed spot for the Aron. On top of in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, on top of the Even HaShasiyah. Beis, he created a Mokim Lagoyz, a place to hide it, Lamata, underneath the Kodesh HaKadoshim. V'af Mokim Zeh Lechatchila Chelik Nabayis. Even this spot is part of the bayis. This is part of the plan. This wasn't that they're running away from enemies. You went and you hide it somewhere. No, this is part of the plan. Shlomo HaMelech did this when he built. There was no enemies around. This is the very outside of the Beis Hamikdash. This is part of the original plan that there's going to be two spots. In both of them, Shlomo HaMelech gave it a kedusha of Kodesh HaKadosh. Kedusha Kodesh HaKadosh. There's one on the top, and there's one all the way deep down, a passageway underneath. Where right underneath the Kodesh HaKadoshim is the concealed part of the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the lower story of the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Kiloimar, in other words, Geniza Sa'arin in the noise of the Beis Hamikdash. So dim being a bayis, it's not an extra thing added that has nothing to do with the bayis. It's a part of the Beis Hamikdash. It has kedushas habayis. It's not pshat. There's a Beis Hamikdash on top. Underneath, somewhere which is a mokim choil, we found a hiding spot for the Aron. No, Shlomo HaMelech built a holy spot underneath, which has a kedusha of the bayis to it. Kishem shelatzayda Shlomo HaMikdash tzarash even the mokim boish yamaram oifen galui. Just like for the completion of the Beis Hamikdash, there needs to be a place for the Aron to be on top. Kain Sarech Beis Hamikdash L'Makim Geniza B'Shvil Aron. We need to have a place to hide the Aron underneath. V'zeh Pirush Divrei Aram Be'esha Bana Shlomo Yadash Sefer L'Chara Bana Makim. Lo Yishan Abanas HaMakim Das Atzmei Chas Hashem. She'ez B'Yana Yehoyat Sarech Dash Yichara B'Yitztava Abanas HaMakim. Shlomo HaMelech didn't do this on his own, Chas Hashem. Shlomo HaMelech said, "Akol b'ksav Hashem miyad alay hiskil." Everything came from the ksav Hashem. I didn't do things on my own. Hashem directed me how to build a Beis Hamikdash. This part as well, underneath, was also obviously directive of Hashem. This had a kedusha to it. The halacha is the Aron always has to be in the Kodesh HaKadosh. If Shlomo HaMelech would tell people, dig a spot underneath, with no purpose to it, so there would be no, that area would not have the Kedusha of the bayis. The Fichach therefore Madgish HaRambam Shlomo Yadash Sefer L'Chara, the top of the left column. The Rambam stressed that Shlomo knew it was in the ending going to be destroyed. Therefore, Bana by Makim Vigzebarim L'Chatchila Bana Makim Shal Gniza L'Tzoy L'Chara. Meila moving Shu Kid Shevet Tur Makim and Meila Chelik Mikodesh HaKadosh. And by the way, the Rambam this halacha also brings down that where was the man? We know it was a jar of man that was always in the Kodesh HaKadosh, next to the Aron. And the stick of Aron, we learned a few parashas ago in Parashas Kodesh, how the stick of Aron always had to be with the Aron. So the Rambam in his halacha says that the ending of Bayis Rishon, all of these items were also placed in that chamber. Why were they placed after in that chamber? Because that's where they're always supposed to be, next to the Aron. If this spot down there is no Kedusha to it, there's no way in Dafka they should be next to the Aron over there, they can put it somewhere else. No. This is the spot when there's a Gullus time. The Gullus spot of the Aron is underneath. And when there's a Beis HaMikdash, it's on top. So therefore the Rambam talks out and explains that Shlomo HaMelech built it, and Yeshayahu commanded it should be put there to bring out. This is not a b'di'evet. This is something with the Malachim L'chatchila set up, and L'chatchila this was the design. And the Aron was brought there when the Yidden still were in control. And there was no sakana at all. Yeshayahu HaMelech put it there. It was already before the sakana. That is the spot of the Mokim. Who brought it there? The Rambam brings the pasuk that the Leviim, the Kohanim, brought it down there. Just like the Kohanim originally brought the Aron into the Beis in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. This is also a Kodesh HaKadoshim, the second Kodesh HaKadoshim. The Kohanim also have to bring it there. As well, the Rambam brings the ending of the pasuk. We asked before, why does the Rambam bring the ending of the pasuk? That the Kohanim now don't have any other job to carry the Aron. Go, Ivdu with Hashem. Go serve Hashem. It's not the gear for the Rambam to bring the Hemshech HaPasuk. It's the gear that they serve Hashem. Now the Shlomo Yeshayahu HaMelech was saying, you can continue serving Hashem like you did before. There's no change. Don't think just because the Aron went down there that now you're scot-free. There's no more Kedusha to the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Go Ivdu Hashem Aleikeichem. Go serve Hashem like normal. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is where we put it in such times. You should still serve Hashem. All your avoid is regular. You don't have to carry it around anymore. But go back to your normal avodah. One more point before we go to Ma'ariv. We asked before, why does the Rambam include the mice of the Urim V'Tumim? That the Urim V'Tumim remained in the Bayis Sheni, but it did not work. The Hayim Meshivim Beruach HaKodesh. What's the connection of it? We know the Kohen Gadol needs to have special begadim. One of the begadim is the Urim V'Tumim. Without it, the Kohen Gadol doesn't have his big day korma. He can't function as a Kohen Gadol. However, there was, even though he had it, the Kohen Gadol, the Bayis Sheni, but we did not see any revealed usage of it, because we couldn't ask it for Ruach HaKodesh. The Rambam is bringing this as an example to the story of the Aron. Just like the Urim V'Tumim was there in Bayis Sheni, and it had to be there because otherwise the Kohen Gadol wouldn't be able to function as a Kohen Gadol. Be missing one of the integral parts of the Big Day Kohana. Same thing to the Aron. When the Aron went into this spot down there, it's not pshat that the Aron is now, it's no longer here. It's in a Makim Choy, we hid it in a cave somewhere, and therefore has no shaykhis anymore to the Beis HaMikdash. No. Just like the Urim V'Tumim was still one of the big day Kohanim, even though it did not answer with Ruach HaKodesh, you couldn't speak to it anymore. Same thing with the Aron. Even the Aron was put down Lamata, it was still there and it still gave a Kedusha to the Kodesh HaKadoshim. It still was part of the bias. You don't see it? You don't see it. You don't see it. Just like you can't speak to the Urim V'Tumim and ask you Shailas. It wasn't Meishav Ruach HaKodesh, but Lahalacha, it's still part of the Big Day Kohana. You still have it there. It's physically there.
Could walk. The Kohen could walk.
The Kohen can work with it. The same, the Kodesh HaKadoshim, it's still the Kodesh HaKadoshim. The Aron, you can't see it. You can't ask the Urim V'Tumim, but it's still there as part of the Big Day Kohana. You can't see the Aron anymore, but it's still there as part of the Surah Sabayis. It's still there, just like the Urim V'Tumim. And it's a gewaltige Chiddush. But the Rambam himself over here is very difficult. You know, it's a very shredded Rambam. What are all these Nekudas over here in the Geya? You know, there's one place that the Rambam mentions the Para. The Rambam mentions the Para Adumas, all the Para Adumas. That there were 10 Para Adumas. The Rambam says the 10th one, Vahasidis Yasa Melech HaMashiach. Melech HaMashiach is going to do the 10th. 10th Para. He adds on B'mheinev Yameinu Amen. So the Rebbe says, what's going on over here? The Rambam wants to say that he wants to see the Paraduma Mashiach should come. Very nice, but it's not a halacha that he has to put in when his personal feeling that he said, maybe he could say it to himself when he's writing the Sefer, he thinks it. But why is he writing in the Sefer? So the Rebbe says, you know why the Rebbe put it in? To teach you a halacha. To teach you a halacha that when you mention in English, Shaykhis to Mashiach, you should daven for Mashiach. You should have him Amen. And the Rambam only did it one time because he only needs to teach you the halacha one time. Obviously, the Rambam, every time he wrote things that have associated with Mashiach, he himself davened for Mashiach. But he didn't have to write it in the Sefer every time. To write in the Sefer, he only needs to teach you that halacha one time. That did. That did that when you mention Mashiach, you should daven for his coming. So the Rambam wrote Hasidis, the 10th part of the Miyasa Melech HaMashiach, B'mheinev Yameinu Amen. Just to teach you that din, and nowhere else does he write it when it comes to a Inyan of Mashiach.
You have to learn it out.
Who said it?
It's not.
No, it's not Beferish.
It's not a fetish, right?
No.
And who said it? Who said it?
With the Rambam, a lot of the halachas are learned down from the Rambam in that way.
Who said it? The Rebbe himself that never ever spoke somewhere and did not mention it.